it going? Matt Jinks here. Going to do some basic stuff for my beginners. Still doing a beginner's day, kind of sort of, I guess. Not so much full-out drum set stuff, just actually playing into the drums. I was doing some practice pad stuff, playing into the surface. Now I'm going to try to demonstrate how it actually plays into the surface of a drum. So we'll use this one, and it actually is an extra drum. Let's just say it's an extra drum. It's still a snare drum, so it as you can see, the technique that I was talking about, and it is very loud. Hopefully with my new microphone here, you can hear me better. So you can see just by this little height that I'm using, and that's only about 4 inches. You can see how loud that is. It's loud here. I don't know how loud it is on the video, but it's pretty loud down here. I got a tile on the floor. I have as many blankets, and I have some acoustic stuff on my ceiling. You can't really see it, but I got a lot of acoustic stuff on the ceiling, and pads and blankets and stuff on the walls, but it's still pretty loud down here. So yeah, I'm only playing about a 4-inch height at the most, maybe 5, and with that technique that I've been talking about, it enables you to get a very good volume with very little effort. Tap height right there is maybe a 1/2 inch at the most. And those accents are maybe 3 inches. So that's the reason for practicing your technique. All right, now I don't know what that was. I was just making all that stuff up. Just demonstrating with a good focus on a technique that you can play easily with hardly any effort. Play into the drum, get a good sound out of the drum, and not have to worry about straining yourself and being worried about dropping your sticks, and because you have to, when you're playing with an ensemble, concert band or what have you, watching the conductor, reading your music, being balanced with the sound of the instrumentation, depending on how many, the size of the group, how many pieces there are. So make sure you when you're practicing by yourself on the pad, you're really focused on your technique, on and how everything feels and how everything's working, and make sure it's consistent, very, very consistent. Always try to be consistent. Make sure you get better every time you pick up your sticks, from the last time that you did. Okay. Now, one of my other students had a big problem with buzz rolls. Okay. One of my good instructors from the Harrisburg, West Shoreman days, he said, always think of it as, well, it's a little bit different from this, but on a marshy drum, when I think of the sound is Bizak. All right, his name was Rich, and He was an old drum corps dog from good old Crossman days, and very, very good marching snare drummer. Um, I watched this guy play for lots and lots of years, and whenever the Crossmen were in town or I was at a show with the Crossmen, I always made sure I watched this guy warm up because he was very good marching drummer to watch. So it was really cool when he ended up being an instructor in front of me. So anyways, um, just the attack of that sound on the buzz roll, and you want to think of them as a dirty triplet stroke roll as far as getting that many bounces out of each stroke. You don't really have to, but you want to think about that in your head so that that buzz sound, you know, it's not really broken up from hand to hand like. You really want to press into it. Some people call them press rolls because you're pressing a lot. But they're buzz rolls because it sounds like a buzz to most people. Lots of times they're done at the edge. You know, you can do them at the edge for like a different sound, different timbre. But if you're going to the edge on a concert drum, make sure, like, try to get close to the snares. You know, the snares run one way. If you do it, like these snares are running this way. If you do it over here, you're not going to get that much snare sound. So if you can, try to do it where the snares are, as opposed to, hear that big difference in that. No snares, snares. Yeah, good old Rich Hammond. Biz that. So, if you had to do an extended buzz roll, just try to relax. It's real easy to tense that up because you're trying not to let the sticks bounce. Sticks naturally want to bounce off the head. So what you're doing is restricting bounce. So restricting something makes you want to tense up. So he was having, I mean, within 30 seconds, he was ready to explode. And I didn't even see him. You know, he was telling me this. He was ready to explode within 30 seconds. So as I was thinking about, you know, the different fingers earlier and using your other fingers, try to do that. You know, and use other muscles. You know, you have hundreds, thousands of muscles. So one muscle, one set of muscles, one group of muscle tenses up, stop using them, use other ones. Use your shoulders, use your elbows, use these ones, you know, up here as opposed to your forearms or your wrists. Fingers or your wrists at all. Just use your whole arm to move the sticks. Just use your fingers and your hand to keep the stick in place, you know, and just kind of quiver your arms, and that's going to give you a buzz roll sound. As far as counting and getting used to playing certain patterns and playing into your drum, 1, 2, 3. Just count every note you play. The only way to get used to counting is to count everything you play. No matter what it is, count it. Okay? If you're doing one hand exercise, count it. Like I said, eight on a hand, count those 8 notes. If you're doing 4 notes on the hand, count those 4 notes. Single stroke threes, all the single stroke rudiments, whatever, how many of them there are, count them. Those 2 little rests in between each one of those sets, count those number of rests. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You know, count everything you play. You're going up and down steps, count the number of steps. You know, you're eating French fries, count the number of French fries that you eat. Now, it might help your diet a little bit. All right, anything, whatever it is, count it. You know, you're brushing your hair. I don't have any, but you know, brushing this side of your hair, count the many strokes on this side. Brushing that side, count the many strokes on that side. Count everything you do. That's the only way to get used to counting. All right, anything, whatever it is. Stupid stuff. Count everything. Yes, the only way to get used to doing something is to do it over and over again, no matter what it is. So, you know, beyond that, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's just basic thing. When you have trouble doing something, make up exercises to teach you how to do it. Okay? It's really that simple. You know, I'm no rocket scientist, and lots of other drummers I know aren't rocket scientists either. That's all we do is make up stuff to help us do what we do. So all you young drummers out there that think this is so complicated, it's, you know, it is, but there's ways to make it really simple. And it's just you make up stuff to help you do what you need to do, you know, better. Simplify it, break it down. You see some guy do some crazy lick, well, just break it up one hand at a time, one limb at a time, and you'll be able to figure it out. It's really simple. We just put it together and do it really fast, and that's what makes it look so incredible. But lots of times it's really not. It's just, you know, we learn how to do it by repetition and basics. Everything starts with basics. Holding onto the stick and concentration and focus, okay? So, do all that stuff, and I'll show you something else next time, okay? So till then, keep drumming.